Hello, and thanks for joining us for this edition of the Newsfeed. I'm Christina Anderson.
And I'm Michelle McKelvey. In response to recent phishing attacks and other online vulnerabilities, Virginia Tech's security team has begun to implement a new high-security login process. This new system, known as two-factor authentication, asks users to confirm their status through a secondary confirmation and identity through an external device. Newsfeed reporter Rhiannon Miller has more on the story.
In efforts to keep Virginia Tech safe from online invaders, Tech Security Team has reinvented its login system. The IT security team has invested time, money, and energy in implementing its new security login system for both students and faculty. Two-factor authentication uses duo security at the beginning of login, asking users for a secondary confirmation of their identity. 2FA works by using an external device in the user's possession. Confirmation and access to the personal Virginia Tech platforms is made through the physical device. 2FA approves the individual's identity through a smartphone or tablet app, a text message sent to a phone, or by accepting an automatic voice call. Once the confirmation is activated, the user will then be able to access the portal.
I think the age of a password alone, I think it's dead. With advances in password guessing and password cracking technologies, and the simple fact that a well-constructed email can trick you into giving up your username and password, I think two-factor is here to stay.
Virginia Tech's Information Technology Office serves the university community through applying and integrating principles of teaching and learning, supporting and participating in research, fostering outreach and developing partnerships, and to provide, secure, and maintain systems in efforts to promote and accomplish the university's goals.
The particular system that we have chosen is in use by about 300 higher education institutions today. And again, it's very flexible. It has a secure feature called Push that's also very user-friendly.
As students and staff transition to 2FA, the university continues to stress online privacy and safety.
Virginia Tech security team plans to implement the strict changes to two-factor authentication starting July 4th. This has been Rhiannon Miller reporting for the Newsfeed. Back to Michelle and Christina at the news desk.
Thanks, Rhiannon. Additional information on the two-factor authentication system and Virginia Tech Security Office can be found at security.vt.edu.
A new look for Drillfield Drive has been implemented, and so far the reaction from the Virginia Tech community is overwhelmingly positive. Newsfeed reporter Sam Jones has more.
For decades, Drillfield Drive at Virginia Tech has had the same look, a round circle around the iconic Drillfield. A few entries and exits and a one-way road for cars to travel around the outskirts. In August, a new traffic pattern was open as the first two-way pattern was opened between Torgerson Hall and the on-campus bookstore. Kenny Osborne, a longtime Virginia Tech employee, says the new pattern opens up an easier way to travel during work.
It makes it a lot easier when we're over on the McBride side of the drill field and we don't have to go all the way down past Burris where the buses are. You know, it really does make it a lot easier to go just straight if we're heading back towards Washington Street, that side of campus. So I think it's really worked out. It's worked out better than I thought.
With the new pattern, hopefully comes a better knowledge of how to travel the drill field. In years past, especially during move-in week, cars can be spotted driving the wrong way on the one-way road. Most of the issues seem to arise from the entries and exits where the new pattern is now in place.
I like the new traffic circle. I think it does a good job of relieving traffic around campus because you can go into both entrances, not just the one. And I don't think it's cut down on, or I don't think that it's like made it an inconvenience for the students either. So I really like it, and it looks good.
So far, the expectations that the university had when implementing the plan is living up just fine. Reporting for the Newsfeed, I'm Sam Jones.
The Virginia Tech community is encouraged to stay up to date on all future and current projects by visiting the Transportation Institute online at www.vtti.vt.edu.
Virginia Tech has renamed its baseball stadium in recognition of a generous commitment of support to athletics from Union Bank and Trust. Now known as English Field at Union Park, the stadium will be upgraded with help from $3.5 million committed by the Richmond-based bank. On March 21st, Virginia Tech's Board of Visitors approved extending the naming rights of the stadium to Union for 10 years in recognition of the company's financial support. With the help of Union Bank's contribution, Virginia Tech's athletic program will be able to start making their multi-million-dollar baseball facility improvements.
It's really going to bring this facility up to be able to host NCAA regionals, to be a lot more fan-friendly, so you're going to have restrooms, concessions, some different seating options, but also a great place for our student athletes, locker room, and some of those features.
Other features include premium seating areas for fans and a new clubhouse for the team are also among the anticipated enhancements. Fans and student athletes will also enjoy a new scoreboard and video replay board as part of this project. In addition to providing Virginia Tech baseball one of the top facilities in the Atlantic Coast Conference, English Field at Union Park is expected to serve as a vibrant part of the Blacksburg community through the spring, summer, and fall.
Just ahead on the newsfeed, find out how the Department of Recreational Sports at Virginia Tech is hosting events that expose students to new sports they may not have normally had a chance to play.
And the Huckleberry Trail is looking to connect with another popular running and biking trail. Find out where plans for the trail are headed. That story and more after this break.
Welcome back to the newsfeed. Blacksburg Transit is conducting a public survey to find out how they can improve their system for their riders. Newsfeed reporter Deja Payne has more in this story.
The Blacksburg Transit sends out online surveys throughout the year to the Blacksburg community to find out how they are doing. They want to know about how riders feel about the service they are providing and how they can improve for the future. The main purpose of the survey is to give the BT an idea of how they can improve communication with their riders.
The survey is simple. We have to find out. If you want to know what riders want, then you have to ask them. And that's what that survey does. I want to know what's the best way to communicate to riders and what's the best way for them to communicate to me, then I have to ask them. So that's what the survey brings in.
There are bus stops all around campus and Blacksburg for riders' convenience. There's a code for each bus stop and a list of the 3 ways to find out about departure times and routes for each bus line. These ways are calling the BT, receiving text updates, and checking the BT website. These have been effective for most people, but some say there could be some improvement.
I think the only improvement is to provide like a reliable app where you can actually see bus times, because there's sometimes where the app doesn't really work or it doesn't tell you like a specific time where the buses come to stops. But other than that, there's not really any problems.
Tucker says that the BT will take the information that they receive through the survey and make any and all changes necessary for people's preferences.
The Blacksburg Transit plans on continuing their survey so that they can improve communication and keep up with the ever-changing lifestyles of Blacksburg residents and Virginia Tech students. Reporting for the newsfeed, I'm Deja Payne.
Thanks, Deja. To stay updated with the Blacksburg Transit, visit www.btransit.org.
The Huckleberry Trail is currently undergoing expansion plans, including a new trail to Pandapis Pond. Newsfeed reporter Kate Monick has more on this report.
The Huckleberry Trail connects Blacksburg through Virginia Tech into Christiansburg. With expansion plans underway, current construction will continue expanding the trail outward towards Pandapis Pond.
Right now, the expansions that we have are going towards Pandapis Pond. We've got only about 3/4 of a mile left to do, and then we'll have a continuous trail, which would be great. Other than that, the Huckleberry really is finished. Now it will be the amenities of parks next to the trail, more trees, more benches.
What differentiates the Huckleberry Trail from others is that it bridges neighboring communities for recreation and commuting purposes.
It's a wonderful way for people to get around. Like I say, on any given day you can see grandmothers out with little children in strollers, you can see people walking their dog, people riding bikes going to work. It is a connection, it's a trail system all to itself, which is great.
As the Parks and Recreation Director, Crane maintains factors such as making sure the trail is properly paved and putting in new amenities. These tasks ensure a clean and safe trail for visitors such as junior Lindsay Flowers.
It's important to maintain trails like the Huckleberry because there aren't a lot of safe, scenic areas kids can go just to sort of take a break from their studies and stay active that isn't just the McComas Gym. It's important to get outside, especially now it's getting nicer. And I honestly don't know where I would run if it wasn't for the Huckleberry.
Parks and Recreation is always looking for funding to help maintain and develop the trail. Benches can be dedicated in the name of a loved one, but according to Crane, keeping the trail clean when visiting is a donation in itself.
You can visit huckleberrytrail.org to follow expansion plan progress and learn more about the trail.
Spring is in the air, and Virginia Tech students have been eager to get out and take advantage of it. With the new season, several student organizations are planning exciting events for the Blacksburg community to enjoy. Here's Newsfeed reporter Lorraine Ward with more on the story.
Spring semester welcomes new events for Virginia Tech students to enjoy, especially in the arts. The Fashion Merchandising and Design Society is currently preparing for its annual fashion show.
Our job basically is to plan, organize, coordinate the entire show, so we're in charge of the setup of the show, the way the runway looks, the music, the designers, the models, everything.
Over the summer, me and my partner Lauren Steele, we had to meet up and pick the theme and go over how we want the show to look and just get all of our ideas down. So it does take around a year.
But if fashion isn't your forte, the Contemporary Dance Ensemble has been practicing since January to put on an unforgettable show. Several members have been able to choreograph their first piece and are excited to perform.
I'm very excited. I choreographed 2 pieces, so it's like my first show that we have that I actually choreographed, so I'm really excited for that. They can expect a lot of different styles of dancing and a lot of passion.
CDE's Alive showcase is both April 8th and 9th in Haymarket Theater at 7 p.m. And the Into the Wild fashion show is on April 12th at 8 p.m. You can purchase tickets for both events at the door. For the Newsfeed, I'm Lori Ward reporting. Back to you at the news.
Virginia Tech offers many opportunities for students and community members to get involved with different sports and activities on campus. In partnership with the Division of Student Affairs, the Department of Recreational Sports strives to provide different experiences that will broaden students' horizons. Newsfeed reporter Delia Moresco has more.
The Department of Recreational Sports at Virginia Tech is constantly trying to get students and community members more involved through sport. How do they do this, you may ask? One way is through their annual Hokie World Games program, which is put on by the department to increase awareness of unique sports each year. This year, the club fencing team is partnering with the department, and efforts are being made to increase both awareness of the sport and of the team itself at Virginia Tech.
And this is an annual event that we do that just features a different sport every year. And our goal is really to cross the cultural lines, because we believe sport is kind of an international thing. It crosses language and cultural barriers. And we just like to bring people together to try different sports that are international sports. So this features one of our sport club teams, our fencing team, and they're just here getting to teach about their sport and let people try it out.
During the clinic, patrons visited a variety of stations from foot skills to balloon activities, while members of the club fencing team offered their knowledge and expertise of the sport. Members of the club team also participated in duels against one another to show off their skills. Whether you are serious about trying to learn a new sport or just want to have some fun, Hokie World Games appeals to all different types of people. Hokie World Games is just one example of how the Department of Recreational Sports is trying to give students and community members a chance to get involved with a new sport. I'm Julia Moresco reporting for the Newsfeed. Back to you at the news desk.
That will wrap up this edition of the Newsfeed. If you have a story idea for the Newsfeed, let us know. Send us an email at thenewsfeednrv@gmail.com. And as always, you can connect with the Newsfeed on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching. I'm Christina Anderson.
And I'm Michelle McKelvey.